series around the chakra system, but focusing a little more intentionally around pranayama breath work. Pranayama is one of the limbs of yoga. And you'll see here several different limbs or different ways to practice yoga that you can dive deeper in with more of a self-reflective practice, or definitely feel free to check in with me. But today we're going to just go through some breath work for each particular chakra. And my intention is in this theme of reflection, reflecting in, and ultimately, where is there more light that's ready to be shown to you? To me, in the chakra system, that means where's the chakra ready to vibrate and circle in that more optimal functioning way. For you in this mode of reflection, you might come up with, while you're in some of this breath work, different ways that your chakra is being particularly blocked right now. Giving yourself grace and going through that, the breath work sometimes can unlock things without you having to think about it, figure it out, or understand why. And so that's why pranayama breathwork can be really powerful, as well as there's many other breathwork modalities, but this one is particular to the system of yoga. And we're gonna start from the ground up. Since the light is, we're thinking about shining the light more, I wanted to start with pranayama from the ground up. And so we're gonna focus first on the root chakra, that root chakra of feeling grounded, feeling stable. The pranayama that is really wonderful when you feel like you need stability or you want to feel safer and activate more of that is called ujjayi, ocean sounding breath. The way that you do this particular breath is you inhale through the nose and then you exhale out the mouth like you're fogging a mirror. When you feel like you're fogging the mirror, it opens up the palate of the back of your mouth. You keep that shape, but you close your lips. You continue to breathe now in and out through the nose, but you're going to feel now like the breath is flowing right kind of behind the nostril and behind the back of the throat. You might start to notice the breath sounds like the waves of an ocean, the inside of a seashell. That's where ocean sounding breath comes from. Ujjayi breath work is really great to bring stability and groundedness, not only to activate your root chakra, but when anxiety is kicking in, fears, overwhelm, or insomnia and things like that, I have found it to be really beneficial. So I'm going to guide us through this ujjayi, ocean sounding breath for a moment, and then we're going to actually journey through many of these breaths, combining them. So take a moment to deeply breathe in through the nose, and then open the mouth, fog the mirror, and then close the lips. Continue the breath. As you're breathing, continue to feel like the belly expands with each inhale and the belly relaxes with each exhale, but bringing that focus right to that palate in the back of your mouth. Noticing as you're doing this, if you're furrowing your brow, if you're tensing your jaw, and try and just bring that natural shape into the palate and connect to the waves of your own internal ocean. And then finding one more until you exhale out. You've connected now to ujjayi. The next breath that I want to focus on here is moving up to our sacral chakra. Our sacral chakra is that connection to creativity. It's also where our sense of pleasure, sexuality, all of this wonderful vibrational energy is housed. Now, sacral chakra breath work can sometimes be a little bit more active. So unlike the root chakra, ujjayi, Kapalabhati, which is breath of fire, is a little bit more of an activating breath. Now, breath of fire actually does have some contraindications if you do it completely fully. So I'm going to show us how to do it two different ways today. There is contraindications: high blood pressure, menstruation, pregnancy, or if you feel like you get lightheaded or dizzy, we don't want to get ourselves into that state. And so Kapalabhati is sometimes recommended to either hold off or not do. But because Kapalabhati is a lot about the belly in and out, it's a really great breath for our sacral chakra. Kapalabhati is called breath of fire because in yoga, we work on activating that fire energy that in Chinese medicine, they call it qi. In yoga, it's prana, and you want to bring that pranic life force to activate it. So Kapalabhati is done a lot in yoga when we're in standing poses or more at the beginning of class. It is a passive inhale through the nose, and you really focus more on the exhale out the nose. You think about breathing in normally, but not really paying attention to it. So you did that diaphragmatic breath with Ujjayi, so you know belly expands out, inhale, belly contracts in, exhale, but now it's more of a forceful exhale in. So if you think about the belly expanding out, you're not paying attention to that. You're paying attention to the belly moving in. Kapalabhati is done a lot by placing hands right on the belly and pushing the hands in. If you feel like you can't physically think about doing it, your hands can actually help. And it's a passive exhale out the nose. For some of you, you got sinus stuff or the nose is clogged. Tissues can be a best friend with Kapalabhati. And you want to focus on not tensing the jaw, not tensing the neck. You're exhaling out the nose. Now, if you just want to do Kapalabhati and play with it, you would just do it a little slower. So feeling that exhale, but not doing it at a quick pace. So maybe you have some of those contraindications. You can do it very slow and feel just that activation of the belly, which can activate your sacral chakra area. Kapalabhati can also be done very fast. To activate that fire. So there's a few different ways to do it, and we'll just practice a couple moments, whatever pace serves you. But it's focusing on the exhale, stomach moving in. This is also an awesome abdominal workout. That's Kapalabhati, breath of fire. Moving onward, we have our solar plexus. This is our connection to our sense of self. This is good old-fashioned diaphragmatic belly breath. The solar plexus is housed right where the diaphragm lives. So that good old-fashioned inhale, breathing through the belly. And then exhale, releasing out, helps you to naturally connect to solar plexus. Very simple one, yet powerful. Our heart chakra is a really great connection into this sense of love, and love for many different ways, not only for self, for others, but this true sense of that unconditional love. Now, this pranayama breath work is something that I haven't taught a lot, and I'm really excited to teach more about it because I have found some great connections to it. This also could be a breath connected to some of the other upper chakras, but this hum sound is a really fantastic sound. The vibrational sound of helps the heart center, helps the vagus nerve calm down, helps all the space that's housed right here kind of be comforted in a state of pure presence. Brahmamari breath, which is bee breath, really does that for you because it's focused more on the vibration that happens. This breath is really fantastic when you're feeling like you're really buzzing, you're angry, you're dealing with frustration, you're PO'd at other people, you're having those moments that you're gonna wig out. This bee breath can be great to go maybe in the bathroom, go for a walk out in nature, find this breath. So the way that you actually do this breath is you will be closing both of your eyes, but there are a few things you have to do with your hands. So you actually cover your ears with your thumbs. You place your index fingers over your eyebrows, and then you actually will mask your eyes. It's kind of funny, but you almost look like the eyes of a bee. As you close everything, you just breathe in and then you do a gentle You might feel the tickle of your lips, like that buzzing of a bee. You can also do this breath, but I don't find it as productive. I find the natural at whatever tone is the easiest for you to get to. So if or is a better tone, finding that tone that you just easily slide into. So for a moment, let's practice bee breath. And on your next exhale out, just bringing yourself back and noticing how breath and vibration are making you feel. Moving on to throat chakra, one of my go-tos, my good old-fashioned lion's breath. Lion's breath is really great to release toxins. Lion's breath helps you to accumulate all the garbage, all the gunk, anything that's not serving you, and releasing it. It can be done using tension of shoulders, hands, even body, or it can just be done utilizing face. And I'm going to go this way so I'm not sending my garbage towards everybody. Lion's breath, again, is taking deep breath, kind of accumulate everything, and then letting it go. Eyes fly open, tongue flies open, and releasing all of that energy. Finding an intentional spot to send it, and then really holding the space that spot, I like to say, can spiritually compost it. So pranayama here is lion's breath. As we move up now to our third eye chakra, we're connecting into that intuition, right? And so to really connect into our intuition, we have to be able to hear it. Anulum volum, which is one of those Sanskrit words that get me, is called alternate nostril breathing. This balances the right and left hemispheres of the brain. This is a breath that I do when I have to make a big decision and I'm not sure what to do. I've gone to the crystals, I've gone to the cards, I've gone to the pendulum, and I still feel like I don't have the answer. This breath can be really great to do prior to going to your crystals, your pendulum, your cards. But it's a fantastic breath when you feel like you need to make a decision or you feel like you're scatterbrained and you need to just regain focus. It really unlocks our intuition because it helps our right and left hemispheres of our brain to partner together. And when those two things are working better, we not only think clearer, but we can listen to our higher self more. This is traditionally taught with the right hand, but sometimes my left hand wants to do it, but I'm going to instruct with the right hand. Your thumb and your right nostril are the friends here. And then you can peace finger, and there's a few ways to peace finger here. You can peace finger down, or you can peace finger by holding right here near your third eye chakra. And then your ring finger and your left nostril are friends. Now for me, I have a really hard time leaving my fingers here and getting to my nostrils. Some people love it. I like to fold mine down and go back and forth like this. It's really great. Do it however works. The beneficial thing is to make sure that you end with an exhale. My favorite way of doing it is taking first a full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. And then inhale, close off that right. Hold at the top of the inhale with both hands holding onto your nostrils, and then release out and exhale down. Now you exhale up. Whenever the top of your breath happens, you pause, you release your thumb, you exhale down. And you continue. Let's breathe a couple moments with this. And you'll do one more cycle until you exhale out the left nostril. And then letting it all go. Sometimes with alternate nostril, it's great to keep the eyes closed, sensing where you're at before you open your eyes and come back to presence. And our last breath, which is our crown chakra, which is connection to divine intelligence, God, universe, all of that divinity energy. And Dirga, which is 3-part breath, is a great way to connect. And the reason is 3-part breath connects our sacrum to our cranium. So it connects our life force. Our cerebral spinal fluid flows from sacrum to cranium. It can be flowing like waves crashing against the walls like a hurricane, and it can cause a lot of issues for us. Or it can be flowing like that gentle, relaxing waves you see on that lake. And so this 3-part breath helps our cerebral spinal fluid to calm down. When our life force can feel more calm, our nervous system feels calm. When our nervous system feels calm, the two things that connect our humanness to our spiritualness can be partnered together. And we can, in many ways, connect more to divine energy from things that are unknown to us. It helps us to sometimes feel more trust, maybe feel held by our angels, our loved ones, God. It can be a really beautiful breath in the simplicity of it. Dirga breath is really simple. You just inhale. First, you feel your belly open. As the inhale continues, you feel your ribs and your chest open. And at the end of it, your collarbones will feel open. So you feel like you're open from torso, so from pelvic bone to collarbone. Once you reach the top of the inhale, you exhale by first relaxing the collarbones. Then you relax the rib cage, then belly moves in towards spine. So let's practice. Inhale at the pace that serves you, belly, ribs, collarbone. And then exhale, collarbone, ribs, belly. Breathing in at your own pace now, going from the ground up and then the up down. As you breathe in and be present to your breath, move more introspectively and imagine your cerebral spinal fluid floating with you. It constantly, whether you're laying down, standing up, it's constantly flowing from cranium to sacrum. In this space, you can actually self-regulate. So let's take a couple moments to self-regulate in our 3-part breath. And as we're in this 3-part breath, we're going to begin our journey of reflecting into these chakras as we go back through some of these breaths. We're going to start with this 3-part breath so that we can regulate our nervous system, and we'll journey through some of those other breaths, not necessarily in the order of the chakra system. So as you're breathing here and you're trusting in this experience, this crown chakra is all about divine intelligence. So I want you to reflect. Maybe it's the season you're in and the beginning of that season, moving into the change, or maybe it's the beginning of a quarter or a calendar year and reflecting on where you've gone, where you've been. Take a moment as you practice this Dirga breath to just see what's been going on and maybe where your crown chakra has felt a little blocked. As you journey and reflect on where that chakra might be blocked, as you feel complete with it, taking the time you need, I want you to then maybe journey and reflect what's possible if this chakra was spinning more in alignment, and you brought more light into this chakra. Using this breath to reflect now what's possible if this chakra shone a little more brightly. And we'll all practice together Dirga as you take that journey of first where maybe there's challenges of reflection, and then the reflection into the light. And then taking note of what came up, knowing you can always come back to this chakra. You're going to travel now down to your solar plexus chakra. And you're going to begin just that gentle diaphragmatic breath. Breathing in, belly expands, breathing out. And reflecting now in this sense of solar plexus. Any reflection of this last cycle, of whatever cycle you're focusing on, just needs to be brought to the surface of where things were blocked or challenging. And then as you continue that breath in your own time, see how you can transmute maybe that into more light. See what that looks like for you in the energy of solar plexus, of self-confidence. And we'll breathe together for a couple moments. Again, thanking anything that came up as you journey now to this heart chakra. Our sense of self and that trust that something greater than us has our back sometimes affects how we love, whether our heart has been hurting, our heart has been open. This chakra can go through all of that, all in one day. Sometimes in one moment, we're flooded by grief, and in the second moment, we're flooded by joy. So taking that B breath to connect on in, and I'm gonna bring that back in case you need the explanation. And we're gonna begin our B breath, just reflecting first of how your heart chakra might be blocked, and then bringing in more light. When you feel called and ready to end the vibration, take a moment by releasing the hands. The eyes stay closed. Stay connected to that vibrational feeling. See what's possible when there's more light in this chakra. We'll pause for just a moment in this stillness. And slowly, with the eyes staying closed, we're going to journey up now, back to our third eye chakra. If you had a little bit more connection to divine, your sense of self, and you know your heart is protected and it's here to be loved and loved, What is intuition guiding you to step into in your life now? This third eye chakra is all about that divine intuition. So as you journey this one more than the other chakras, really reflect maybe where intuition felt blocked over this reflection, where you feel like you didn't acknowledge it or offer it or invite it. And when that feels complete, you'll welcome in the light. Again, alternate nostril breathing. You take a deep breath in. Close off that right nostril and begin. And end by exhaling out your left nostril. And as your hand lowers, just reflect again. Where's your divine intuition guiding more light into your life? Of all the chakras, take a moment to listen to this one the most. And then taking a full deep breath in and exhale out the mouth. As the eyes open, we're going to move into, now that we've reflected inward, how do we want to act outward? And so we're going to move first into our throat chakra. First, doing lion's breath for a couple moments to just clear out the gunk. Let it go. Reflect on maybe where you chose words that didn't serve you or others, behaved poorly. Maybe you stopped your throat chakra and you didn't speak up. But take a moment to use this breath as some spiritual Drano to clear the clog. And let's together take about 4 or 5 of these lion's breath to clear the clog. Two more. Last one. And then breathing normally, continuing to sigh out. See how with this sigh, you can bring more light. You can bring more of the light of this throat chakra. Maybe reflect in how you want to communicate as you move through this next cycle. Now as you feel that, you feel what's possible when you get to communicate what you love. You get to communicate confidence. You get to communicate that trust in divine energy. You get to communicate your intuition. You are now in that communication. You get to now have more fun. And we'll bring the energy now into that sacral chakra. So for a moment, feel that Kapalabhati almost pumping more breath into your body. And as you reflect, at first, feel like you're exhaling out anytime your creativity was blocked, anytime you felt like you couldn't have fun. Anytime you had that disconnect, use that breath of fire to be like stoking the fire and burning it away. So we'll take a couple moments to kind of stoke, release, and at the slower pace, or you can speed it up. Stoking your fire, burning what doesn't serve you. Release, release, release. And 3, and 2, and 1. And just continue to breathe out the nose, maybe without that forceful belly. And see how you can kind of pump in now. What's possible, lighting up this chakra. Setting up that intention, reflecting how this chakra can have more light this next cycle. You can daydream a little. You can close the eyes if you need to reflect inward. Connecting into that. And then staying connected to that, knowing that you can always ground in to you, where you're at, the safety of the presence of self as we move to our final chakra, our root chakra, feeling stable and safe. So as you begin, closing the lips, that ocean sounding breath. You might want to close the eyes for this one as you reflect inward. First, connect to the waves of the ocean. And connect into that, maybe where your waves were more like hurricane waves this last cycle. Noticing whatever's coming up that maybe blocked this stability chakra, this root chakra. And then imagining like you are so connected to the ocean that the waves naturally calm with your presence. To that natural, beautiful pace of the ocean. That moment where your feet sink in the sand and you forever feel connected and safe. Come to that space once you've cleared and see what's possible. Anything else that wants to show itself, whether it's revealing itself how you can feel safer this next cycle, bringing light to this chakra, or any last messages. We'll all stand here with our feet in the sand and for a couple moments be with the space of the ocean. I'll guide us out in a moment. And as you stay connected to this space, maybe bringing your hands up and giving yourself a little hug. As you still stay connected to yourself standing there at the ocean, remember the sun comes up, the sun sets, the moon comes up, the moon disappears. The tide is high, the tide is low. Whatever light is shining right now or whatever darkness is there, know you here in the stability not only of your root chakra, but your sense of self and the community that you've built here in my community and many others are here to hold you. Staying here as long as you need. And then when you're ready, you'll slowly open your eyes and you might need to wiggle the body a little. as you slowly come back into the room. Now in this space, taking your journey, you're going to just grab a journal and reflect any little thing that came up for you on your journey of each of these chakras.